you may be wondering why we have 3 different tools, scratchpad, codepen, and sublime, that all do the same thing, more or less, and when you should use each of them. So each of these tools really has pros and cons. And in general, scratchpad is the most beginner-friendly, but also the least powerful, whereas sublime is very powerful, but not quite as beginner-friendly. So one thing that I mean is scratchpad has a very immediate speed of feedback. So if I were to modify some of this text, you can immediately see the HTML getting rendered as an actual web page. CodePen takes a few seconds, and Sublime, you'll actually have to refresh the page manually to see the effects of your changes. There's also ease of use. Scratchpad is really easy for beginners. If you type an opening tag, it will automatically close it for you. Sublime has a lot of good features as well, but it can be pretty overwhelming when you're getting to learn it. Then there's ease of sharing. It's basically impossible to share what you've made in Scratchpad, whereas with CodePen, it's quite easy, but it does require an account. Sublime is a little more difficult. In terms of power and professionalism, and just the number of languages that each of these supports, by far, Sublime is much more powerful. Scratchpad is much weaker, but again, really great for beginners. So if you're wondering how should you actually write code, how should you use these 3 different tools, I would recommend that you start by writing your HTML in Scratchpad. So that gives you all those benefits of the immediate feedback, the good beginner features. Then you can write your CSS, again, inside of Scratchpad, but inside of a style element. If you choose to share that code, you can go over to CodePen, copy everything, make a new pen. Oops, I forgot to copy. Copy this into your HTML. I'm going to get rid of this JavaScript box. And then let me get rid of this. At the very top, I had some style stuff. I'm going to put that in the CSS. Just going to cut and paste. And there we go. Now, if I were logged in, I could make this into a page that I could share with others. And I'll record another video on how to do that in a minute.